The morning sun had just begun to warm the dusty village roads when Arjun, a tall, lanky boy of 15, slung his worn-out school bag over his shoulder and kissed his mother on the forehead. His father, a humble farmer, was already out in the fields tending to the crops, his hands calloused from years of hard labor. They didn't have much, but they had love, a kind of deep, quiet love that made even the hardest days feel bearable. Arjun walked the 6 kilometers to Greenwood High School, a prestigious institution on the edge of town. It catered mostly to the children of doctors, engineers, and business owners. Arjun was the exception. His place at the school had been granted through a scholarship earned by his academic excellence, but not everyone appreciated his presence. As Arjun reached the school gates, a group of boys in crisp, branded uniforms sneered at him. "Did you ride a bullock cart here, farmer boy?" one of them chuckled. Arjun didn't respond. He had learned that silence was the best answer to arrogance. He walked past them, keeping his head high and his mind focused. That day, in biology class, Arjun was asked to bring a plant sample for a practical. Having nothing but weeds in his backyard, he had plucked a healthy-looking aloe vera from a neighbor's garden, hoping it would do. But the principal, Mr. Whitman, a stern man with slicked back hair and little patience for the poor, walked in during the practical. "What is this?" Mr. Whitman barked. "Aloe vera, sir," Arjun replied, standing up. "From where did you get this?" I took it from a neighbor's yard. I meant to return it after class," Arjun said, swallowing hard. Mr. Whitman's face turned red with fury. "You stole it? Theft is theft no matter the size. We do not harbor thieves here. I didn't mean any harm. Enough! This is not a school for peasants who think rules don't apply to them. You are expelled. Immediately." The classroom fell silent. No one said a word as Arjun gathered his books, trying hard not to let the tears fall. He walked home slowly, each step heavier than the last. His mother wept when she heard. His father stared into the distance, saying nothing, but the lines on his face deepened with sorrow. That night, Arjun lay awake, staring at the ceiling. He had dreamed of becoming a scientist, of changing the world, of lifting his family out of poverty. And now, everything seemed to vanish in an instant. But fate, as it often does, had its own plans. The next morning, just as Greenwood High was getting ready for assembly, the sky thundered with the sound of blades slicing the air. A sleek silver helicopter circled the school once, then descended onto the sports field. Everyone rushed outside, craning their necks. From the helicopter emerged a tall man in a navy suit, flanked by 2 assistants. The students murmured excitedly. Some teachers pulled out their phones. It was Aryan Malhotra, the billionaire tech entrepreneur who had grown up in a small village just a few hundred miles away. Known not only for his innovations but also for his massive philanthropic efforts, Aryan was a global name. His surprise visit sent shockwaves through the school. Principal Whitman rushed to greet him. "Mr. Malhotra, what an unexpected honor." Aryan didn't smile. "I'm here for a student named Arjun." "Arjun?" the principal repeated, confused. "You mean the boy we expelled yesterday?" Aryan's expression hardened. "Yes, that Arjun." How do you know him?" Aryan looked out over the crowd of students and teachers before answering. "Yesterday, I was passing through this town. My car broke down not far from here. While I waited for assistance, I met a young boy walking home from school. He saw me standing in the sun and offered me water from his tiffin. Then he sat beside me and asked if I needed help." A hushed silence fell. He had no idea who I was. He didn't ask for anything. He simply sat there and talked to me about science, life, and his dreams. For 30 minutes, he reminded me of the boy I used to be. His name was Arjun. The students whispered among themselves. Principal Whitman looked pale. I asked my team to find out everything about him. And when I learned he was expelled, for an innocent mistake, a mistake born not out of malice but of resourcefulness and desperation, I knew I had to come here myself. Aryan turned to the students and teachers. We judge people so quickly. We forget that kindness and intelligence are not the property of the rich, that dreams are not confined to luxury apartments, that sometimes the brightest minds walk barefoot to school. A student in the front wiped a tear from her cheek. Arian turned back to Principal Whitman. "I'm donating $5 million to this school under one condition. Arjun is reinstated. And I want 10 more scholarships opened for students like him. Children from farming families, children with dreams." The principal, stumbling over his words, nodded rapidly. Later that day, Arian visited Arjun's modest home. Arjun's mother, shocked and flustered, welcomed him with trembling hands and a heart full of gratitude. "Arjun," Arian said gently, "would you like to come back to school?" Arjun's eyes widened. "But they expelled me." "They've changed their mind," Arian smiled. "More importantly, I've seen your heart, and I want to help you grow into the man you're meant to be. You reminded me of myself." That day, Arjun returned to Greenwood High, not through the gates of shame, but with the head held high and a crowd that now clapped for him. Over the next few years, things changed. The school began celebrating rural talent. Programs were started to blend urban and rural knowledge. Students from wealth and privilege began to understand the beauty and struggle, the dignity in labor. They no longer mocked the ones who came with mud-stained shoes. They listened to them. Arjun's life transformed, but he never lost his humility. He studied hard, fueled by the knowledge that his story could inspire many more. Years later, when Arjun graduated with top honors in biotechnology, Aryan Malhotra was there applauding the loudest. And when a journalist asked Aryan why he had gone out of his way to help a stranger, he simply said, "Because he reminded me that no matter how rich you become, if you forget where you came from and who helped you along the way, you're the poorest man alive." This story of a boy who gave a billionaire water from his tiffin became a tale that crossed oceans, not because it had fame or fortune, but because it carried the weight of kindness, selflessness, and humanity. In a world growing more divided by the day, one simple act of compassion had not only changed a boy's life, but had reminded a whole community, and many others across the world, that true wealth lies in how we treat those with less than us, and that sometimes a farmer's son has the heart of a king. Whoa.